Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with The Traders.
G'day with The Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I Coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Goinator.
It's Wharfie time.
It is
Let's
Wharfie
go.
time.
The mighty Freo Dockers.
Hey, Gal, you've got Freo.
They're the Rolling and the Rockers, Roy.
Are you doing
You
the
were going to
Freo
rewrite their
Dockers?
song.
Yeah, hey?
You were going to rewrite their song, I remembered.
I love their song. Yeah. I love their song.
It is. It's one of the catchy ones.
Right, I'm going to pose a question to you guys in a second, and we're going to talk about Brayshaw and Sarong.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I want you to tell me which one you would pick. Mm-hmm. So there's $20K that separate them in price. Brayshaw, the most expensive.
996.
Hasn't missed a game for the last two seasons.
Yeah.
And has now averaged 112 and 110.
Wow.
Slow start to the year. He averaged 101 across his first six, and then from that point, he went at 114.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's
Elite.
very good.
Elite.
It is.
Sarong. Breakout. He finally got his breakout
it,
year
yeah.
done. So he boosted his average by 20 and got it up to
Jeez, that was a miss.
Yeah.
up to 108.
That was a giant miss.
We
there,
were close
massively.
too. We were close a couple of weeks
Right.
out. Yeah.
Dropped under 100 only 5 times this year.
He's good.
What an epic season.
Yeah, it was epic. Now, if you have to pick one of them, there's only $20,000 between them. Who is the one you go?
It's Brayshaw for me.
Yeah, Brayshaw. I think that consistency.
Yeah, and look, Sarong went at 108, which is great. But we're talking about Brayshaw here, who's done a 112, 110 last year. But as of round 6 onwards, he went at 114.
Which is great.
I love them both.
Yes.
But it's just Brayshaw for me by a nose.
Because that's the poll question, dog.
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks for ruining that for everyone. But the poll question is a little bit different,
Yeah.
Calvin A, that you can find on afl.com.au when you click on Calvin's fantastic article.
Great
Which
read.
star docker will you start with in Fantasy Classic? Brayshaw, Sarong, both, or neither?
At the moment, I'm neither.
Yeah. Neither or neither? What do you say?
I go,
Whatever the person said just before.
Yeah.
Just copy that.
I always say neither and think, oh, I should have said neither.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And for
They're
our
just
WA
top.
fans, they probably say it in a different way.
Yeah.
They would.
Yeah, I think.
South Australia definitely would.
Yeah.
That would be for sure.
So what's your answer?
Yeah, none of them.
Yeah. Roy?
None.
Yeah. And that's sad.
It is.
I would love it. There'll be a targeting draft.
Yeah.
They both go first round.
You would think
Brayshaw
so.
definitely. See, that's where you really split them.
Yeah.
Who are you taking first in draft?
Brayshaw.
It's Brayshaw.
All right, look,
That 20K, if you're thinking classic's probably almost irrelevant.
moving
Yes.
down the list, the third most expensive was Luke Ryan. He had
Yeah,
some
that's a
big
big year.
games.
He does.
So he averages 99. He had a 156 in that and a 143.
Yeah.
That's what he can do.
And one of them he took like 18 marks.
Yeah. Yeah. He has those days.
All right, now let's talk Hayden Young.
So you giving anything to Luke Ryan?
No.
What does he do next year? Does he go near that?
No, I don't think so. He could be like a mid-90 guy.
Yeah. But probably the Hayden Young thing does have relevance to that.
Well, he was good. Hayden Young was good. He
Yeah.
got to 89 as an average.
Yeah.
The thing I want to talk about him was that roll change that he had. So in the last 5 games, he attended 74% of the centre bounces. Had a season high 119 in that. During that little patch, he averaged 87, which is basically what he was
Less.
averaging.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
a couple of points less.
Yeah.
He's still an option to start with in Classic
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I can't see him going backwards.
I don't think there's any way you could justify him going backwards.
So 2 years ago, he went at 88. Now he's at 89.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people looked at him this year.
Yeah. Yep. And they were disappointed.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yep.
I think he's good.
Do
So
we,
do I.
do
As
we
an
want to
option.
see him in the midfield or do we want to see him
Well,
in
there you
halfback?
go.
I think so. I think
He had
we
a
do.
few tagging roles and stuff as well.
Sounds like the flags so far this preseason too have been about him staying in that role.
Back in the guts.
Yeah. I think Schmooky had an article before Christmas about that.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he's a legit
Yeah.
starting option. Could get his average, to mid-90s?
I reckon.
All right, your mate Roy. Sean Darcy. Right.
The whole.
First 6 rounds, Roy, he was great.
He was.
He averaged 103.
He is great.
Then he got injured.
Did he?
Then he got
What a
injured.
surprise.
Then he got injured. Then he got injured.
Your wish came true.
You settle down. That's never wish that. It's a flag. We just know the big fella
Yes,
finds a way.
he does.
Although,
Didn't have to laugh when it happened. Did you?
No. But
What
look,
are you saying about him?
I've said enough.
So he's just a no,
It's a no.
but he can score. He's a good player.
Yep.
well, he signed a big contract too. Big extension.
Yeah, you
Contract extension. And it's weird. Him and
I know.
Jackson, like, it's just a weird thing.
Go figure. Like
And
if,
it's
if
where...
Jackson wasn't there,
Oh,
you wouldn't even be worried about
you could go and
Darcy's injuries. You'd say just go because he's better than that. Like he's a 100+ player. If he's a sole ruck,
Yep.
by a stretch.
So when he was out for those 6 games, so he missed the last 6 games of the year. So Luke Jackson came in as the man. So he averaged 97 across those games. He did get boosted by that 149 against Brisbane. But he had a career best fantasy year.
Was it? Yeah,
Got himself
because he
to
got those
85.
games, I guess.
Yeah.
I reckon that's the thing, isn't it? Those games massively helped him. He's just good ambassador.
All right, here's one.
Okay, can I just ask you a question then? If Darcy, was injured in the preseason,
Roy, don't smile.
I'm not, but then Luke Jackson
An option.
at that price in a decimated forward line in fantasy,
Yep.
you're launching into that.
Could potentially do it.
You could.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he
You
won't
do.
get injured. He's fine.
Good.
A couple other names to talk about, and this guy will be quite a popular pick, and that is Sharpie, Jeremy Sharp.
Yeah.
284k midfielder. Didn't play last year. Year before, though, he played 12 games, wore the vest on 4 occasions.
Yep.
All right, so in his non-vest games, he averaged about the 60 mark.
Yep.
We talk about Liam Henry out of there. There's a wing spot up for grabs.
Yeah.
Okay.
He averaged 91 in the VFL from 19 games. Remember, Dog, when we owned him back in
Yeah.
like 2021? He had 123 and a 112.
Yeah.
Like, he can pump out some good scores.
He can, because I remember watching you guys
Yes.
laughing about it, and I got him in, and then we saw the other side of
Yeah.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
He was blunt.
So, that's exactly right.
Very
So, the thing is, though,
blunt.
with a wing, sometimes you get to get hot on a wing or
Yeah.
it can be cold at the same time. So, but at 284k, that's rookie priced.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
If he's named, he's in. It's
Well, I
as simple
think
as that.
all the stuff coming out of there is that wing will be his.
Really?
Yeah. So
God, what about Wags? Surely Wags could push up on a wing. Remember him, dog?
Wags on a wing.
Oh.
Kicking efficiency up.
Now
No, I like it, Cow. If he's in the mix, he's well and truly in the mix for us.
280k. Yep. Heath Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
He's popped into a lot of teams that I've seen floating through at the moment.
Yep.
So as a defender, he's under 500k. He only played 3 games last year.
He showed a lot
It's
a couple of
value.
years ago.
It's value if he's playing.
Yeah.
You really want to see what he's doing in these preseason games and that as well.
Yeah.
But
It's a sort of pick that is a good one to make for your defence as well. Like, yeah, at that price,
Yeah.
like under 500k, that's the sort of traditional D4-ish sort of
Yeah.
figure that you're
I
looking
remember
at,
watching him a couple of years ago thinking he's a scorer.
Yep.
Yeah.
the other guy I want to talk about who is also under 500k.
Yes.
As a forward in a position of need, Nat 5.
Wow.
Okay. 9 games last year, 4 of them in a vest, right? That's nearly half, Roy,
He
right?
gets disrespected.
Priced at an average of 54 from his unvested games. So there's only a few others there, so whatever that is.
Yeah.
He averaged 68.
Just a little bit of meat there.
There's
However,
a little bit of meat, but you're
is he
paying...
playing any midfield time?
Is
Are we
he
gonna
wearing
have
vests?
some sporadic games?
That's... Yeah, 500k. 491 to be exact.
You just can't do it, can you?
No.
Jeez,
A couple of years ago,
Louise.
We're talking about people like Hayden Young getting bulk mid-clock.
Yep.
There's no way Fife's getting back in there.
I think he'll pinch hit. I think he'll spend his time forward.
Give me a percentage of time in the middle.
Oh, 20%.
They've got so many bodies in that midfield, though.
Yes.
Like, you haven't even talked about half of these guys, but they're all those chances of getting that little bit more midfield time, which then might be those little keeper league or draft league ones to think about in those deeper ones there. Like, like your Erasmuses and those types. Michael Johnson that we had, like he had some great games and was getting a lot of midfield time.
And even
Have
when
you got
Darcy's,
your CBAs there,
even
VA?
when Darcy's in the ruck sometimes, Jackson's
Yeah, in there.
in the midfield.
Yeah.
So Nat 5 here, Roy, from his games that he played last year, 32% of the CBAs. So he pops his head in.
Yeah, that's a fair bit.
Gosh, if you
And that would be taking into account the vested ones too, wouldn't it?
Yep,
so if he's at that price, if he was guaranteed 35%
CBAs.
CBAs,
Yep.
yes, I would be interested.
So they put him on ice at the end of the year, but it's an interesting one. But you're going to need to see a few of those CBAs.
Yeah.
All right. Will Brodie. What's going on there?
Oh my God!
What is going on? So he
What
only
did he
played
get 5 games?
5 games. Averages 67, but that discount comes off his 95 from the other year.
I got no words.
No, it's just not. He's just not in.
What happened?
Don't know. The wheels have fallen off. So
Yeah.
you just couldn't do it.
No.
So good a couple of years ago.
Got lots of other good names there, but none other that I think are really overly fantasy relevant.
Nah, I
Like you got
agree.
Wags the dog, O'Meara, Jordan Clark. They're not getting a look.
Look what Wags ended up averaging, dog, just to rub salt into the
Oh, he was
wound.
good after, like, when
Yeah.
in that, what did he play? 2 games
Yeah.
for us, I think it was,
Got
and
totally
then came back in,
disrespected,
and he was good.
and then he was what we thought
Came
he
in at
was.
73 average
Yeah.
for the
Unreal.
season. Wow.
Mhm.
Unlucky. We
So,
were unlucky. in
very
that. We made a
unlucky.
good choice.
Very good choice.
So
Well
is there-
researched as well.
Exactly.
We can never pick a docker, right? But if you were looking at one here, is there anyone that really has their hand up saying, yep, I will start in your team?
Sharp if he's there in round 1.
Sharpie's there, yep.
Sharpie'd be the favourite. I would consider Hayden Young.
Hayden Young's definitely on the list.
Yep. I'm happy with that.
He's on the list, and yeah,
Yeah, that's about it.
it's a bit
To
to,
be
learn
honest.
about these guys.
I reckon if I play my cards right, Andrew Brayshaw will be in my
Team
at some stage.
At some point.
Yeah,
And that's the other side to think of it. We will have him at some point.
I hope so.
So when you look at that, though, so he's priced at 110.
Yeah.
Okay. What can he get? What can he be
He's a
114 because he did that after.
after round
Yeah,
6?
I'm 115. I was going to say could
Yeah.
be. You wouldn't be surprised at all to see that.
And towards the end of the year, when they the tag was actually going to Sarong,
Yeah.
so he was getting
That was always a question too
Yes.
about Brayshaw. We'd always have
Yeah.
like copping that tag.
So-
He did cop some, didn't he?
He did.
Yep.
He
And
saved himself
there was
a couple
one-
of times.
And wish I did the research on this, but wasn't there one where he basically scored 100 in the second half after
Yeah.
the tag was lifted?
She was a
and
disaster.
it was a real bad score.
Yeah, I think
early.
he had like a 50-something point last quarter
Yeah.
to dig himself
to
right
get to
out
a
of the
90
hole.
or
Like it
to
was like
100 or whatever.
it feels like he was on like 20 at
yeah.
half time
Yeah.
or something. It was bad, but he's machine.
Right.
Well, there you go, dog. That's the Freo Dockers, mate.
They were all right.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
We won't give you the heave-ho just yet, Calvin.
the song was awesome at the start of that pod, and then she sort of just went downhill.
Well, maybe this could be a draft punishment
What's that?
to you and your mates. Like whoever comes last has to come back and listen to the Freo podcast.
We love Freo.
We do.
We love their fans. Calvin, just don't be nasty.
I'm not being nasty.
no, they love when we sort of just talk
Mate,
just about.
they've
Freo.
got Andy
There will
Brayshaw,
be
Caleb
some-
Sarong,
Keyboard Warriors at Calvin DT.
Hayden
Where you can
Young.
send that to.
Yeah,
Jeremy Sharp. List is long and strong.
and I love Luke Jackson now.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
He's our boy.
he's our lad, all right.
He is.
Makes me want to go and buy a Toyota Hilux.
Sure does.
Just
You
the
need to share
lettering.
that again, I reckon, Cal. One of the greatest promo videos.
It's a good one.
Awesome.
Hit us up on social at AFL Fantasy in all those places you normally do it.
You've been listening to the official AFL Fantasy podcast. For more expert advice from the traders, head to afl.com.au/fantasy.